Okay, great. Thank you, Eddie. Oh, so don't say sir. Sir is for men. So you can just say pretty good. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to introduce myself. Unfortunately, I can't see your faces, but my name is Kiva, and I'm one of the professors at the university. And the spelling of my name is Kiva, so it's a crazy spelling because it's from Ireland, but you can just say it like Kiva. Okay, so I'm from Ireland in the UK, and we are going to be having these classes on Saturdays, unfortunately, because of the coronavirus. Okay, Grace says there's something wrong on the system. I'm not sure if it's your system or my system. Is everyone else able to hear me? Hi, Summer. Okay, can someone confirm that you can hear me? Okay, perfect. So I'll also say hello to my mom who might be watching because it's my first time YouTubing, and she actually loves the movie Parasite. So she was really, really curious about this class. So she might be watching right now if she was able to set up YouTube correctly. So in today's class, hi Mom, Jaybang, that is so cute. So I hope she's watching. So for today's class, we're going to be talking about the movie Parasite, which I'm hoping that most of you have seen. So Parasite is so famous, not only in Korea, but all over the world now. And actually, it's one of my favorite movies. I've seen it 3 times now. So we're going to be talking about that, and I'm going to be introducing some vocabulary in relation to the movie and in relation to film genre. And then I'm also going to introduce some phrasal verbs that you can use. And I've actually taken those from the movie script. There shouldn't be a script, Kwang Sung and Grace. So sometimes I will type things, but there is no script for you to see, unfortunately. So I'm going to introduce some phrasal verbs that have been taken directly from the translated script of the movie, and also some slang and idiomatic language that you can use when you are talking. So some really, really useful expressions. And I'm also going to ask some discussion questions and then give you guys the chance to write down your answers, and then I'll talk about your responses. So first of all, let's get started on just a couple of introductory discussion things. So first of all, I want you to write Y for yes if you have seen Parasite, and write N for no if you haven't seen the movie yet. So I think most of you have probably seen it. If you have seen it, write Y in your comments. If you haven't, just write M. Okay, I'm seeing lots of Ys. That's good. Hi, Kate. Wow, Ranyu has seen it twice. Okay, very good. I'm not seeing any no's, so that's great. It's obviously, oh, Joseph hasn't seen it. Okay. Okay, so most of you have seen it. So for those of you who have seen it, and even if you haven't seen it, I want you to complete this sentence for me. So I'm going to type, oh, Kwang Sung says it's terrible. So I think it's kind of a love it or hate it movie. I loved it, but I can understand why some people did not like it. It was very shocking. So I'm going to write a sentence. So it is and I want you to type what genre you think the movie is. So genre, if you're not familiar with this word, it means what type of movie. For example, a comedy or action movie. So some people actually debate what genre this movie is. Okay, oh, dark comedy, good. And I'll just point out the pronunciation of the word genre. So this word actually comes from the French. We've kind of stolen it from the French language. So we pronounce it in the French way, which is genre. So it's kind of like genre. So I hear a lot of Korean people saying jang. There's no g sound when we say it in English. Okay, so some of you are saying drama, black comedy, dark comedy. Okay, good. So I think each review website has kind of a different description of it. So you can say all those things. So I guess some possible answers, I'm going to write down some, would be, usually we don't really use drama when we're talking about movies. It's more for TV shows. So I would say maybe thriller, dark comedy, black comedy, horror, or satire. So most of you have said black comedy. So if you are not familiar with this term, we can also say dark comedy. It's just a movie or play that deals with a very tragic or sad subject in a humorous way. We can also call it a satire. So a satire is dark comedy also for Grace. So a satire is a book, play, or movie where they use humor to criticize an idea or topic. Okay, happy? Pony, it's a happy movie, or maybe you're happy. So Joseph, I just explained satire. So we can use satire to refer to a book or a play or a movie. So it's where the writer or director criticizes some kind of idea or concept using humor and comedy in order to do it. So I guess a lot of people would consider Parasite to be a satire because I guess Bong Joon-ho in the movie is making a criticism of the way society is. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about that in a moment. Okay, good afternoon to everyone who just joined. Okay, so a lot of you answered that one. So next one, this is going to help the people who haven't seen it. So I'm sure if you haven't seen it, you've probably read about it or heard about it because everybody has been talking about it. Oh, Joseph, you got it. Perfect. So it is about. So for those of you who haven't seen it, this will be helpful for you. Please don't give any spoilers, but if you have seen it, I'd like you to write just one sentence summarizing what the movie is about. Okay, the rich and the poor. Okay, good answer. Oh, no, Jay, that's okay. The rich and the poor is good. The poor and the rich. Okay, hi, Eugene. Okay. It's to reflect society that we are living in now, especially the poor and rich. Conflict between different classes. Great answer, Joyce. Oh, that's a good word for, is it JJ? JJ, am I saying that correctly? So it's about a hierarchical society. Oh, great word. So this is a very advanced level word. So hierarchical means like different power structures in society. So a lot of you are talking about the difference between the poor and the rich. Okay, good. So yeah, we can say, you guys all seem to agree on that. So we can say it's about the difference between the poor and the rich. It's about class discrimination at times. So that seems to be a central theme going through the movie. So if you have not heard the term discrimination before, it means the unfair treatment of a person or group. So for example, poor people or a certain race or a certain gender. So I guess in the movie, the rich person comments quite a lot on the smell of the poor people. So there's kind of that discrimination, the struggles of the have-nots. Very good. Hi, Hisu. Okay, we can also say it's about prejudice against the poor. So prejudice is another good word that we can use here. So if you haven't heard the word prejudice before, it means a negative opinion or judgment that's usually not based on actual experience. So some good words there would be class division, very good, hierarchical, definitely the struggles, and prejudice and discrimination, very good. Can you guess the smell mentioned in the movie? Actually, I cannot. I was trying to kind of visualize what this smell would be. Ranyu, what do you think the smell is, or have you had any experience of this, or what connection did you make when you watched the movie? So I'd like to hear Ranyu's opinion and anyone's opinion about that. Okay, so some people still answering it's about the gap of the rich and the poor. The poor also tried to live hard. It is hard to get a chance to get what they want. Very good. Okay, the aura or presence of one. So we're getting lots of comments. That's good. If you've just joined, my name is Kiva, and we are discussing the movie Parasite. Thank you for joining. Different smell, but what kind of smell? So while I'm waiting for answers, I'll tell you quite a funny story. So I'm not sure if you know much about Ireland, where I'm from, but in Ireland, we love eating potatoes. We eat them for almost every day. And so some people kind of have a stereotype that Irish people love potatoes. So when my friend came from England to visit me in Ireland, she said, "Oh my gosh, everybody smells like potatoes." And I said, "What are you talking about? You eat potatoes in England as well." But she was convinced that Irish people smell of potatoes. So she has this kind of like discriminatory thing against Irish people. Okay, so different smells, some smell of drain. Okay, interesting. So I always wonder how accurate the translation of the subtitles is from the Korean to the English. Polarizing the wealthy and the poor. Good word, Eddie. Okay, the privileged and the underprivileged. Great words there also, Joyce. Okay, so now that we've had a summary of the movie and what it's about, we're going to do a little vocabulary. Who is cute Apple? So we are going to do a little vocabulary gap fill exercise where I'm going to introduce some vocabulary related to movies in general. So I'm going to take examples from Parasite, but it relates to all movies. And I'll also maybe be introducing some grammar concepts if I have time. So the first sentence that I want you to complete is, hi, Gina. So it was Bong Joon-ho. Okay, so now this name is famous all over the world. So how can we complete this sentence? It was Bong Joon-ho. Sorry about my pronunciation. I'm really trying, but my Korean pronunciation is very bad. So I'd like you guys to write down what words you think that we can use. Directed by, very good. Okay. Bingo, you guys have got the correct answer. So this is in the passive voice, which we often use when we are reviewing and talking about movies. So instead of the subject coming first in the sentence, we have the object first. So it was directed by. Maybe these questions are too easy, but I can't hear you guys, so I don't know your English levels. Very good. So it was directed by Bong Joon-ho. Okay, so my next one is, hi, Erin. Erin Giraffe, cute name. Thank you, Gina, but my pronunciation is so bad. So what about this one? The movie Kang Ho-sung and Cho Yo-jung. It's a good thing I don't get to hear you. I'm sad. I love hearing and seeing my students. So I feel very self-conscious because I'm the only one that can be seen. The movie cast, okay. Kang Ho-sung and, okay. Acted, the movie were acted by, oh, good answer, Juhan. Okay, so Siaga00, could you recommend a movie that is similar to Parasite? For me, I have never seen another movie that is similar. A lot of people compare it to the movie Get Out, which I actually haven't seen, but I heard that it is a dark comedy and it was very popular a couple of years ago. So in terms, we can't say a movie was acted by. I can say they acted in the movie. I can say they were cast in the movie. But in this sentence, because of the structure, I should say the movie stars. Okay, so here star acts as a verb. So if an actor is in a movie or TV show, we often say, oh, who stars in the movie? Who stars in the drama? So you can say, Apple is giving a lot of compliments and I don't know who it's to. Okay, but so we can say the movie stars. Okay, I actually can't remember the actor's name. So Kang Ho-sung, who is very famous. So the movie stars. So that's kind of the only word that fits properly into that particular sentence. But you can say it in a few different ways. You can say, they were cast in the movie. They were the main actors in the movie. So interesting fact, I was actually reading yesterday that when he cast them in the movie, he wouldn't give any information about, yes, good, thank you, Gina. So stars is the verb here. So when he cast the main actors in the movie, he wouldn't give any information about the movie, okay? He said, okay, I want you to be in my next movie. I'm not telling you what it's about. And they all just instantly agreed. So it shows just, I guess, how much respect Korean actors have for Bong Joon-ho, which is amazing.